I have been able to get off my blood pressure medications. I've had them for 2 years. So 2 years ago, I would wake up with a blood pressure of 150 over 100. That is waking up. And what I was dealing with for about a month, I tried to figure out, was it a sinus headache? Was it all sorts of different things? Because I was waking up with these pounding headaches. And there became a point after about 2 weeks where I needed to take ibuprofen every 4 to 6 hours just to get through the day. I saw my doctor, my primary care doctor, and he prescribed blood pressure medications. I took those and my blood pressure started to come down to a more normal range. So from 150 over 100, I started seeing between 120s to low 130s over 70s, which is great. And I felt after about a month and a half, the headaches went away. And I have been on those medications for the last 2 years. So what happened at the end of 2025 is that my wife and I, we went through this very strong, serious, removal of things from our homes to bring in the new year. So this was going through our home, donating a bunch of things that no longer served us. Really, the question was, is this old Glenn or is this new Glenn? And it's that same question I encourage you to ask yourself. Is it old you or is it new you? Because the answer is yes or no. And we went through those things throughout our house. We were able to donate about 11, 12 bags to the local Red Cross. And we also had some things we just couldn't donate. And I went to the dump twice. And we really cleared out a lot of space. And coincidentally, at the same time, my medication is on an every 90-day refill. And when the 90 days came up on December 29th, I got my refill, as I always do, from the local pharmacy, and I felt a difference. And this has been my journey over the last 2 years. This is where all this kindness work comes in, to open up. What I didn't understand is that it's about actually opening up space within ourselves. And the body work I've been doing for the last few months, the daily breathing, heart-centered breathing and meditation, having a weekly men's circle that I join, a men's group that I join, that we just have space for each other. It continued to open up all this space within me. And it felt different this time for the refill. And what happened is that I said, okay, I'm going to record my blood pressure every day. I'm going to see, I feel this, literally this inner space, this space to breathe, to flow, and let my blood flow, really. Because if blood pressure is about this constriction, about my blood flowing out. Mind you, over the last 2 years, I've had little dips of weight loss, weight gain, but essentially, I'm basically the same weight I was 2 years ago. And I took my blood pressure the next morning after stopping medication for the first day, and it was in the 120s over 70s, and which was a bit of a shock to me, but I said maybe there's some residual leftover medication time. And next day, 120s over 70s. And eventually by the end of the week, I was fluctuating between the low 120s to the high 120s. By the end of the week, I was low 120s or in the 110s, in the teens. And this was consistent throughout the entire week. And now what I'll share with you is that a month later, I'm still in the 110s over 120s over 70s. I've shared this with my primary care doctor, and the recommendation was to continue to monitor, and I'm no longer on my blood pressure meds. I actually reframe it as, it's not my blood pressure, it's my blood flow. And it's that ability to really understand that it's about the flow of ourselves within us, and we need to create that space. So the reason I'm sharing that is it's just been an incredible shift over this last month. So I haven't shared for a while, but I wanted to share that because I'm hoping that resonates with someone out there, whoever's listening, whoever's watching this, is that and I feel this strongly, particularly as busy parents, guys that grew up telling, put your head down, just deal with it, internalize your stress, or however we dealt with it. And that builds up over time. That is absolutely building or creating all this internal pressure and doing the work, the body work to just literally uh, go in a physical way to open up that space, in a mental way, in an emotional way, in whatever way, just that it doesn't need to be as crowded and clogged inside internally, and having that release, like literally the space within myself for that blood, that energy to flow around, and it's showing up where I I also was able to do another deep dive in terms of what was it, and what I recognized is this: all this internal pressure, all this over responsibility, all this internalization of needing to care for myself, for the people I care about, just the burdens that I have been putting on myself, is an internal stressor, which is cortisol. And as I'm learning more and more, this cortisol has been blocking everything, and this is my own experience. The stress and this cortisol has been blocking the benefits of the exercise you do, the need to eat healthier, all these things that I've tried. I felt like it was always reducing the results. And when I understood that was filling up my body, it was just filled with cortisol, with all this stress, allowing it to dissipate, flow out of the body through all that work, has allowed my natural self, my regulated self, to flow around within me. And I share this because I think at the end of the day, all these medications were super helpful. I was literally waking up 150 over 100, and I needed those medications to get me into a more regulated, stable state so that my body could understand what that feels like. But at the end of the day, if we don't address the root cause, the medications just help with the symptoms. And this is my own personal journey. This is what I'm sharing. I'm not advocating for anyone to get off medication or whatever. But what I found is that diet and exercise have always been important, and I've been doing that. But when I finally addressed the root cause of creating space for myself as a person who has always internalized that stress, to reduce the cortisol, let it out, just let my body work the way it's supposed to, my blood is no longer under pressure. It's just flowing. And I've been able to get off the chronic medications. And if this resonates with you, part of it is that I just assumed I'm in my mid-40s. I'm a busy person. I'm a dad. And these are the genetics I've inherited from my family. And while I may be predisposed to some of these things, what I'm recognizing is I can address the root cause. I can address the things that either that I've taken on or has occurred throughout my life to create that space. And the reason I share this is that I hope it resonates with you. If you are listening to this and it does on a deep level, whether you feel it in your body or you're sensing like, yes, I just need more space for things to work, what I'll share with you is that it's possible, that we have to do all the things, but it really is about healing ourselves and allowing that to happen. And I also want to share that with you. I am creating a retreat space where there is body work, there is food that is filled with intentionality, and it is a space for, it's a men's retreat, and it's for space for us to just have those moments, to release those burdens, to have this space where we can just allow ourselves to work as it's intended. So please let me know if you are interested. Drop me a DM. Share with me. Share me your experience. Make a comment about what it feels like. If you've already felt that space, put that in the comments. I think it's really important that we continue to share these experiences. I'm sharing mine, and I hope it resonates with you. I love you all, and continue to find that space for yourself.